First tonight, we do have a big update in our dishonorable investigation, one that will impact murder convictions as well as judges, prosecutors, the county attorney, the state bar, and the upcoming election. If you don't remember, we exposed how this Maricopa County judge and her staff mocked and ridiculed people in court. We even proved it happened during major murder trials. And then, while under judicial investigation, that judge left the bench to take a job with the county attorney's office as a death penalty prosecutor, and allegations of misconduct didn't stop. We revealed all of that 2 years ago, and until now, there's been almost no accountability.
But as ABC15 Chief Investigator Dave Biscopine is about to show you, our reporting just led to a major court ruling, and it's reigniting the scandal in a very big way.
This situation is already really messy, and it's about to get even worse. So first, let's give a quick, basic rundown of what's going on and how we got here. In February 2022, we launched Dishonorable, exposing the repeated misconduct in that judge's courtroom. In April 2023, lawyers in this first-degree murder case filed for post-conviction relief directly because of what we reported. Then in November 2023, they went further, saying the misconduct was so pervasive, the case could not be heard by any Maricopa County judge. And now, in May 2024, the court just agreed, ruling another county needs to take over the case. And experts say the court went a lot further than it needed to, laying out pages and pages of alleged misconduct. So what's next? Well, as you're about to see, a lot of drama and likely hearings where powerful people will have to take the stand and testify under oath. This was Erin Otis back when she was a judge, back when we uncovered nearly her entire court staff sharing those memes and emails. Some racist, some homophobic, some just cruel and insensitive.
What's significant to the court is...
And some of those memes and emails sent during the death penalty trial of Victor Ted Hernandez. His case is why the court just issued this order, ruling another judge in another county will need to handle Hernandez's appeal.
Well, what stood out about it to me was that it was just a very solid legal ruling and legal analysis.
Amy Armstrong is an attorney who directs a nonprofit involved in death penalty cases.
I mean, really, do you think the court or the judge really had any other choice in order to kind of protect the integrity of the court itself?
I do not. I don't think the judge had any other choice.
As part of the ruling, Maricopa County's top presiding judge included 4 single-spaced pages that outline the misconduct and allegations involving Otis. Our reporting is specifically cited in the court's statement of facts, and the ruling calls the amount of alleged misconduct unprecedented and says this is an exceptionally rare situation. It also states Otis and other officials will likely have to testify.
So there's a chance, a real potential that Otis will have to take the stand and she'll have to really answer on the record under oath for what is alleged to have happened.
There's definitely a chance of that, and that's exactly why this ruling needed to be in order to protect everybody's rights and the integrity of the judiciary and public trust.
When it comes to alleged misconduct in the Hernandez case, there's more than just memes and emails. The court order includes other things we discovered, like allegations of inappropriate contact with defendants without lawyers present. Here's one example. After an oral argument in February 2019, Mr. Hernandez was left in the courtroom and Otis walked up and set a donut in front of him, encouraging him to eat it. She said, "I don't care if you killed 6 people. Everyone gets to eat their last meal."
This might just seem like one case and one sensationalistic example of things that can go awry, but it really is critical, the way that we handle these kinds of things, for the stability of our democracy.
The Hernandez case and the court's new ruling also directly implicate the Maricopa County attorney, and that too is because of our reporting.
Well, David, you can try to portray that as me negotiating contract.
You're using the word negotiating. I'm not. You were discussing job opportunities with the sitting judge, and I'm surprised, I guess, that a division chief and now the sitting county attorney didn't think that perhaps raises some appearance of impropriety and being too close to the bench.
We uncovered text messages, and they show Otis was secretly talking with Rachel Mitchell about taking a job at MCAO while presiding over the Hernandez case. At the time, Mitchell was division chief, not yet the county attorney.
What I did was I informed her of what the new salary structure was because it
You
had
didn't.
changed
That's
since
not.
she left.
That's not what the text message shows. You discuss specific jobs, bureau chief or capital. How do those sound to you? That's your text message.
I was simply giving her the salary structure, and the salary structure is dependent upon how, what jobs the person takes. So, no, I don't feel like anything was wrong in that.
Experts say in order to make its ruling, the court did not have to include all this information about the alleged misconduct or name names like Rachel Mitchell. But the court did. When we reached out to MCAO for comment, a spokesperson sent us this. It's the response they just filed in court. MCAO wants the court to vacate, reconsider, and issue a new order without all of that misconduct information. MCAO also aggressively defended Otis and Mitchell, saying the allegations are either false, inflammatory, or not sufficiently supported.
I just think this is another example. If you look at current events and you look at the crisis of confidence that the American public has in the U.S. Supreme Court right now, I think this is another example of why judicial integrity and transparency and accountability is so critical.
Integrity, transparency, and accountability. That's the focus of our next report on this ruling and scandal. That's because, in that order, the judge also wrote this about the unprecedented amount of alleged misconduct. Some, but not all, of these allegations have been addressed by the State Bar of Arizona and the Arizona Commission on Judicial Conduct. That line raises questions for the State Bar and the Judicial Commission. It's their job to investigate judges and attorneys. And in this case, as you'll see in our next report, there was very little discipline, and it's largely been hidden from the public. For now, I'm investigator Dave Biskobing, ABC15, Arizona.
Thanks, Dave. And you can see that next report tomorrow night at 6. And as you know, no one stays on a story like Dave. If you want to see all of his reporting on the scandal, including a special hour-long documentary, just go to abc15.com/dishonorable.